Peace world, this is Ecussionist here, dialed in from the studio. I'm back from the road. Thank you so much for being with me through lessons 5 and 6 as I was out of town for that. And I'm excited about lesson 7. Here we are, it's lesson 7, semester 2, or I should say trimester 2 of 2024. And today we're going to be getting into the press roll, 3 camps, and 4 of my favorite brush strokes. And I decided that I would switch up the camera angle so you could see a bit better what I'm doing here on the snare drum. I think that today's class is essential because we really need to know 3 camps, a press roll, and 4 great brush strokes to really be professional out here, especially in the swing space or the jazz space. As any genre of a drummer, these things are important to know. So let's get right on into it. All right, we're going to start with the press roll. This is one of the most important staples that a drummer can have because it is one of the most classic and understudied rudiments ever. Tony Williams once said that people would come up to him all of the time and ask him how to play all this complicated stuff, and then he would say, "Let me see your press roll," and they wouldn't be able to do it. I believe that it's because the press roll is deceptively difficult. I'm going to show you my way. The thing about the press roll is that it involves as much rebound as possible. I'm going to show you how I hold the stick and I allow my pointer finger to not be clutching it too much. So I don't pinch here. Okay, I sort of spend more time with the back of my hand, and then I also, on the left hand, I put it in between my pointer finger and my middle finger. That way I can get even more bounce out of it. And I start out by letting the sticks bounce until the bounces die. So, like this. And so what I'm going to start to do is I'm going to start to connect those bounces before they die to achieve a consistent, slow buzz roll or press roll. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to slowly speed up the press roll, and at the same time I'm going to go ahead and press into the snare more, like this. And again, if I slow this all the way down, it's this. To create an even flow. Once I get an even flow, I'm going to start moving my hands towards each other and across the snare head. So one of the things I like to do is I like to take the press roll through the same changes and subdivisions as I do regular rudiments. This time, instead of making it open single stroke, open double stroke, or open triplets into 16th notes, I'm going to go ahead and do these as buzz rolls. So buzzes in each hand. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. send off into the solos. So we can use this in a musical context now. Let me show you. That's the press roll, or the buzz roll. Let's also try and apply this to a funk situation. So, we can use it in a funk context as a fill, or we can use it in a New Orleans second line context as a groove. There's a lot of ways you can use it, and I encourage you to do your best to play around with it on your drum set and see how you can achieve the best buzz roll. One thing I do want to let you know is that you'll have an easier time with the buzz roll if you tune your snare a little bit higher, okay? And allow the snares to not be choking the bottom head. So allow the snares to have a little bit of wiggle room on the bottom head. That'll help your sound overall. Because if the snares are too tight and the snare head is too tight, then it might be more difficult to get that warm, wide sound. While I have the sticks in my hand, let's go over to 3 camps. 3 camps is a triplet exercise that can really help your ability to play triplets. It can really help your ability to play fills within a triplet groove context. And overall, this is a really important rudiment to know. Shout out Elvin Jones, shout out Billy Hart, shout out Charles Gould, shout out everybody in the history of modern drumming who has ever learned 3 camps. This one's for you. We're gonna start out with the most basic version of it, which is right, 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 left, 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 right, 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 left, 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 right, left, right, left, right, left, 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 right, left, right, left, 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 right. Okay? It's 2 sections. The first section is the second section is with some time, it sounds like this. Right? I just played it left hand starting as well. It's really important to get both hands as lead so that neither of them is weak. Both hands need to be strong, so you need to start each rudiment with each hand. There's also different ways that we can throw this rudiment around the drum set. So, okay, so I'll play it like this. Another way that we can do three camps is we can use those same accents but use different rudiments within them. So this is what a double stroke roll in three camps sounds like. This might sound deceivingly difficult, but it's actually much easier than that. So it's really just double stroke roll triplets. Right? Right? So then the three camps accents on top of that. So right? The original three camps is the double stroke three camps is finally, let's break out the brushes. I am so in love with the brushes I can't even tell you. And one of the best things I ever got was the Philly Joe Jones brush stroke book. And it doesn't exist anymore. It's out of print. But luckily, I'm here to teach you 4 of my favorite brush strokes from that book. The first brush stroke is called the conventional stroke. It is circles in the left hand and then the swing pattern in a straight line in the right hand. So, circles. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. My 1 is happening every time I pass this Evans logo. So right? That's my 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And then 2 and 4, and the ride cymbal pattern happens in the right hand. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. One thing that's really going to help you know where your 2 and 4 should go is by where you would put 2 and 4 if you were to snap. So 1, 2, 3, 4. My snap, I snap on the outside of my body. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's why my 2 and 4 is going to be like this, rather than, right? Or I don't snap towards my body. I snap outward from my body. So that's how I approach 2 and 4 on the snare drum or on the ride cymbal. You know, if you're looking at the space that we could put that in. Because we could put 1 here and 2 down here, or we could put 1 here and 2 up here. It's all what feels most comfortable for you. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And also, it's good to know that your right hand is going to sort of cross over your left hand in this stroke. Again. And we can play the left hand half time or double time. So 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. The whole thing can be double time, right? So now it's double time. Right? So here's halftime. Here's double time. Next, we're going to look at a great brush stroke for ballads, okay? This one right here is good for slow tempos or tempos with a light bounce. 1, 2, 3, 4 in the left hand. Same direction as the last stroke, clockwise. And this one right here just does an arc across the top of the snare. 1 through 3, 2 through 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so the right hand is doing these half moves. And then here, there is a bit of a crossover in the hands, as you can see. You can always put your hi-hat double time. It helps pick up the tempo without actually speeding up. It helps create more rhythmic interest. very good for ballads. This next one's great for medium tempos. I think it's best for medium tempos, but you can also use it for up tempos as well. This one is going to have the same circular pattern in the left hand, but when we do the ride cymbal technique in the right hand, right? The first stroke, the conventional stroke, was up and down, right? This one is the arc that we just did, but we're going to flip the hand over, and that's going to create an extra shabap, right? So it's going to create an extra swing rhythm. So one. So it's like a shabap, 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 boom, shabap, shabap, instead of boom, tap to doom, tap to doom, tap to doom, right? The conventional stroke is, and this stroke is. So it's sort of like a shuffle inside of a brush groove. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Really great brush stroke for up tempos. This does not involve a circular pattern in the left hand. Rather, it involves a trill pattern from top to bottom or left to right, depending on how your perspective is. So, like that. And really, I'm just kind of like, it's almost like saying come here, but with the traditional grip. So, bop, 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 right? So I go down for 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. Right? And then, much like the conventional stroke, the first brush pattern I showed you, my right hand is going to keep pretty much a straight line and play the ride cymbal pattern here. Using 2 on the bottom side or on the outside and 1 at the top. Right? Just like I like to snap. Outwardly. Okay, here we go. And there isn't much of a crossover in the hands. As you can see, my left hand sort of stays in this quadrant and my right hand stays in this quadrant. If they do cross over, it's because I'm doing another phrase or creating a fill. So, again, the buzz roll, 3 camps, and then 4 brush strokes. The conventional brush stroke, the smooth brush stroke, the shuffle brush stroke, and the trill brush stroke. All right? Thank you so much. Shout out to our friends in Brazil at NGO Radio Terra. Shout out to Tamburo Drums